So 2 videos in one day. This, it's pretty, ambitious maybe. Okay, so but this one I think is important because this illustrates something that I'm dealing with right now. I have a Claude MD file. Let me go back. Oh, it is already open. So, um, I have this, as I do things, I'll get since the last time I recorded, literally like a couple hours ago, I've spent just that amount of time on fixing, an account creation problem and so on. So I definitely keep going down this rabbit hole and banging my head against the wall. However, a few times that I did that and I caught myself, I was able to issue a clear command in Claude and just say start over. But what is important is that you keep your Claude MD file updated with progress. And so, um, yeah, so whenever I ask it to update it, I'm probably not doing enough. Like I'm not telling, all I'm basically saying is, hey, we just did a bunch of things. Can you please update the Claude MD file with our progress and status? And it does. Um, but for instance, like December 19th, 2024, I don't even know what that means. That's I didn't do anything on December 19th, but um where it gets that, I'm not even sure. Can we just change anyway? Considering it's August 19th. Let's just change that. August 19th, 2025. Okay. All right. That feels better. Anyway, so it does update this stuff. I think it's good that it's in there. And then it tells us what's in progress and ready for the next phase. Um, and really, it's a great markdown file that you can use to, you know, keep track of where things are and what you're working on. But so anyway, I got some of that stuff done and I said, let's just take the next step. And so processing. So Stripe. I use Stripe Connect. I have a Stripe Connect account. I have the dev credentials in my environment local file. And so I just took this out and I went into Claude, started a new Claude context window. Good Lord. And then I told it to, where is it? Let me see if I can find my comment here. Yeah. All right. So I'd like to tackle that. I started this new, so I did a clear. You can see that. And then I said, I'd like to tackle the onboarding of Stripe Connect accounts within the signed up user. This is actually a lot for me to write. I don't usually write this much. And I think that's to uh, my detriment. I don't know if that's the right word, but anyway, I think it's not good that I am so vague. But I did try to, specify what I was thinking. Like this comes from the line from Claude MD, and then I copy and pasted that. I'd like you to deep think this solution first. I had a deep think because I really needed Claude to take a long, hard look at this. In the past, I've just said, hey, let's do this thing. It does it, and then I just fall down this rabbit hole again of just endless refinement. And it's like, Claude is extremely optimistic. Oh, I found the problem. And then it's still broken. And you're like, well, no, you didn't. And then it says, oh, no, I found the problem. You're like, well, I thought you found the problem before. So now I don't believe you. And then there is no trust in Claude. It's keep going back and forth and back and forth. But anyway, so I told it to browse the current UI, determine the best location for this Stripe interaction. So basically, when somebody signs up for Sapling, um, you know, let's see, where's the, yeah, see, like there's not even a home. So we got to work on it. A lot of stuff to fix. Anyway, so yeah, that was another thing too, is that anyway, whatever. So, and it's not linking my video. That sucks. Um, if I go to profile, like, does it even work? Oh yeah, it doesn't. But where does it, you can't, in Sapling, you can't do anything until you have a Stripe Connect account. Like if you're going to process a donation, then the money has to get deposited to your nonprofit checking account. So where's the best place to put it so that it makes the most sense to the user? Like, hey, just so you know, you cannot process funds until you finish this part. So it really needs to be like, boom, in your face before you start creating campaigns, get all fired up and like, oh, I'm going to promote it. And then nobody can make a donation. So remember that a user cannot fundraise until their Stripe Connect account is set up. Also, Stripe Connect requires a webhook to notify the account that it is complete or that it needs more information. This in my current, now I wouldn't really know this if I didn't already have Sapling set up and running, that a lot of times when Stripe Connect wants to validate the nonprofit, they're just going to do some basic information first, ask you for the last 4 digits of your social, and then send you on your way. And then it's going to realize, oh, you know what? We really need your full social of somebody who represents the organization before we're going to give you the ability to process cards. So you're going to go through the process once, then you have to go through it again, which I don't really like because you're just confusing people. If you're going to ask for it, just ask for it. But anyway, you can't just assume that once they've gone through the Stripe Connect KYC onboarding process that everything's going to go great and they're going to be approved. It takes Stripe a while, and then it's going to call a webhook back to your application and tell you the status. So I just wanted to remind Claude of that, like as if it didn't know. But it says, please use this in the setup so that we can keep the user aware of the Stripe Connect account status and when they can successfully accept payments. Now, I don't, yeah, well, okay, amd.local, blah, blah, should contain blah, 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 blah. So when I read this, I'm like, if better minds than mine and better users of Claude than me will look at this and say, yeah, this was a meaningless prompt, or boy, it could have been 10 times better, or I could have taken this prompt, gone into Claude and said, hey, here's my prompt. What do you think? How can you improve this so that when I prompt Claude Code in the command line, it does a better job? So yes, I'll probably start doing more of that. But, again, I'm trying to treat this exercise or this experiment like a real user would, and then find some best practices. All right. So anyway, having said all that, Claude gets started. Oh, I was in planning mode. I don't want it to build squat until it's done its research. So then it says, I'll thoroughly analyze the current code base and understand blah, blah. Yeah, I'm sure you will. It always says that way. It always says it that way, like it's going to be super exciting, like it's going to be perfect. And we've learned it is not. So let me start by exploring current code base structure. I think developers just get kind of cynical. Well, actually, they are cynical to begin with. And this doesn't help because, this is what maybe to every developer who's using Claude Code, like this is our lesson in what our bosses for years and years and years had to put up with when they worked with us. Because we were like, yeah, I got this. Just let me do it. I got it. And they're thinking, no, you don't got it. Now I have to wait for you to put out something that then I have to critique and ask for changes for. You're going to have to roll your eyes. Like maybe we're finally getting what we deserve as developers, because now we're talking to the people that are building the code and we're getting the same attitude that our bosses got from us. But anyway, okay. So then, it's really, if you spend the time going through it, which I'm not going to, I did already, it really does a good job of reading through, pages that already exist. So this is an existing code base, and now it's going to be adding new features to it or improving features or finishing features that it started. And it I thought did a really good job. I can see there's already a settings page and it's, great. I can see, it's great, perfect, awesome. It's like, okay, tone it down a little bit, Claude. Let me check the webhook. I can see there's already an account, a webhook handler. Perfect. That's awesome. It's like, all right. And then let me finalize my comprehensive implementation plan. Comprehensive, like just call it a plan. Anyway. All right, cool. Now, this is the most unbelievable plan. It looks great. This is more than I ever would have given my bosses back in the day when I was working for them and building code and all that stuff. Look at this. This is incredible. It looks really impressive. However, I've been at this long enough to know that pretty sure this isn't going to all come out the way I hope it does. But again, it's got all these steps it's going to do. And I'm like, this is awesome. Now, normally I would say, yes, let's get going and auto accept. But what I'm thinking is, okay, if this does work, good job. And it might. But I'm going to say keep planning. Because what I'm going to say is, okay, I have doubts that you can do all this right the first time. Sorry. How can we break this down into into smaller pieces so that we can, and I say we, as in you, basically, that we can validate as we go. All right. Now I think I'm being pretty slick. And, I'm sure I already had plans to do this. And I don't know that I've actually helped Claude. Sometimes, the thing is that we don't really know what's happening under the hood here. LLMs are basically prediction engines. So it's predicting what it should say next based on what I've asked it to. And does that result in great code? Not always, but it's not bad. I mean, listen, this is, well, not that, shoot. Uh, you know, it built this. It's running on my local computer. It's using a Supabase database. And I don't know why there's $640 raised because that hasn't happened yet. But yeah, I mean, it's, it's not bad. It's got me, it's got me sticking around and not saying, screw it, I'm going to do it myself. But anyway, so let's go back to Claude, see what it came up with. All right. Phase one. What did it say? Let's go back. Holy cow. Yep. Yeah. See, this is it. You're absolutely right. Well, thanks for making me feel better. I didn't need you to tell me that, but yeah, let's break this down. And it's like, but what if I had said, go ahead? Like, I don't know. It's just always so happy that I ask him questions. Anyway, testable pieces. Uh, did this look like the word testicles to you at first? Like my mind just saw that and said testicles, but that's weird. Basic status check, minimal MVP, cool. Just check if Stripe is connected. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, update settings page, validation. Can see, okay, phase two, basic onboarding flow, validation. This is much better. Ready to code, phase one. Just start with a small, yeah, okay. Do it. And I'm going to jump over to bypass. I'm using that YOLO mode. I know, running naked through the woods and hope I don't trip. But yeah, I think it's good. So what in my next video, I'm going to go through this. That's really what I wanted to just show you is, you know, holy cow, just this one little feature that I'm trying to break down into smaller bite-sized pieces was still massive and it needed to be broken itself into smaller pieces. So hopefully when I come back on here sometime, if I keep doing this, I keep saying if I keep doing this, I'd like to, but I just know that I'm pretty lazy and I kind of, don't keep up with this stuff. So I'll let you know how it went. I mean, is that a good solution or not? But anyway, like I said, it's chewing on this and I could just go work on anything else for the time being.